Welcome back, everybody. So this is gonna be an update video on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please hit that like button, and 150 likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing, and you're gonna help us get to 10,000 subscribers. We're very close to it, guys. Now, with that being said, we got Dow going up 0.78%. We got Nasdaq going up over 0.5%. S&P up again 0.79%. We got Russell up 1.18%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500, pretty much everything in the green, led by real estate. And I'll share a trade that we took on something that is related to real estate, and that thing went ballistic today. Utilities also up here, and then we got consumer defensive, but energy again. I mean, it's in the green, but it's not really outperforming S&P 500. Stock market map. What do we got here on stock market map? Well, if you look at my screen, big names taking a breather. Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple was up 7%. This is another play that we took. We sold in the morning right at the top, and now from 7%, it's up over 2%. We got Google up over 1%, Meta down. We got UNH down, Eli Lilly up, Tesla flat, Amazon going down 1.5%. PLTR up also nearly 5%. So some of these names are doing really well. And if you look at across the board, it's a really, good day in the market. Nothing to be scared of, right? Now let's talk about money, guys, and people that are really serious about trading and looking for trades and going here and there and pretty much getting nothing out of those channels, and pretty much dry powder. You're not getting anything but paying a top dollar, and all you get is T triple Q and S triple Q trades in shares, and you're not making anything. Your account is barely up like 5-10% after a whole year. Some cases, pretty much nothing, and you're possibly down on those. Now, if you're really serious about trading, I'm gonna go through some trades even from today, guys. You can see triple Q here. What happened? It came back up to 465, right in that zone. We shorted with 2DT on it, 455, and you can see that trade went to the moon. Big winner at 10 a.m. I was out of it, left few runners, and this thing went deep in the money, huge. And you can go back and check, it was over 200% massive play on triple Q for the day. Now, swing trade unlimited. It just kept coming. You can see Roy here. Walmart, I still had a few calls that left over 200%. RKT, that was that real estate, trade. And this was the mortgage company that we took. Still holding half of my position. We got in at 11, and now it's almost 13 bucks. This thing pays really well. Fantastic trade. I got over 40% on that play, and now I think it's over 50%. This is a new play that we took today, and I'm sharing this with you guys right here in this video. I'm not gonna go up anymore to share anything else, but you can see Walmart shares that I bought here also was up. I sold, and then we got Intel that I took last week on Friday. This thing here, shares also made money, and these were sold pre-market. And then look at Apple right here, guys. Apple calls. It was right here. Went to the moon. Apple shares, Boeing shares, Apple, Nvidia, Broadcom, Microsoft, SMH sold right before opening. Everything pretty much at the top. So all these trade ideas are available right here on Patreon, and especially if you go for Premium Plus membership, and that's the only one I have. And there's about 58 spot that is limited. It's gonna go at some point, and I'm not gonna open up any more spots. If you join annually, you're going to save some money right here on Patreon, and you're gonna get trades like I showed you guys. Triple Q immediately went up 60%. At the end of our trading with triple Q, it was up over 200%. Apple calls, Intel shares, Walmart 240%. So everything ran, and we made money. Look at Supra again, hitting out of the park. First day of the week, already 17 grand cashed in. So I mean, that's somebody's 3 months worth of salary right here, guys. Triple Q, you can see right here, triple Q, that's N1 again, hitting out of the park. Already first day of the week, and 52 grand almost cashed out today. More triple Q. That was mine right here. Triple Q puts right out of the gate in the morning. So everything RKT, RKT, even right here RKT, and then this was my half a position RKT 8900. So all these plays are definitely available for people that are serious about making money in this market. And now let's talk about Apple stock. On Apple stock, it's up 2.21%. So Apple was up 7% on that news, and we pretty much closed some of that gap to the upside and now came back, not holding 207. It was trying to hold right here. And now looks like we might be closing this gap early as tomorrow, right here at 198 to 200. And that's going to be a big level of support to watch because otherwise, this thing can come down to this 5-day moving average 192 to even 190. If this support can hold right here, gap fill reversal can happen, then this could be a buying opportunity right here on Apple and play it back up to the upside. But keep that in mind. We do have earnings, and that is why I sold a lot of my calls and my shares today. If this thing can hold right here, then watch out for a move back up to 207 and over that right here up to 209, 20-day moving average, and then we can talk about this gap right here at 221. On Meta, it's down 2.22%. So Meta actually came back up. It was actually green pre-market, and even after opening, and you can see came up to 558, got a rejection there, and now trading at 531 right here. If you look at my screen, not even holding 538, so it's below 5-day moving average, and now it's actually a free fall here. If this thing cannot, get back over 538, we might be pulling back all the way down to this low down here. That's 518, and then even flat 500. To the upside, it needs to get over 538, and then we have 5-day moving average 543, 552, and then 558. And that's where we found a strong resistance today because of this 13-day moving average orange line on your screen. And also, this was a big level before where we got rejection, and now again, that is acting as a resistance here on Meta. When Amazon stock is down 1.49%, so Amazon gave back some of the gains. But if you look at my screen, it actually held 180 and now it's under 184. So Amazon 180, your key line in the sand for tomorrow, below that 173. Amazon can break and hold 184, then it's heading higher back up to 190, and then this gap comes into play under 200. On Google stock, it's up 1.30%. So Google had a nice green day and it's over this critical level, or at least trying to hold here near 162. We're not quite over 162. It came back today, did not close this gap, 159.86. So this is going to be a buying opportunity right here if this thing comes back and it fills this gap right here just below 160. Otherwise, over 162, it can run easily up to 170, maybe even 176 at some point. And keep that in mind. It's an earning season, so a lot of the things are down and things can push back up to the upside once again. On AMD, it's up 1.18%. So AMD got almost close to 98, 97 today, but this thing came back and pretty much holding right here at the 13-day moving average. Not quite holding. You can see it's just slightly under 94.86. So AMD can reclaim and recapture, I would say, 95 bucks here. Then you're going to see a move up to 100 right here to close this gap. Below 95, this thing can move down here to this 5-day moving average 90, and from there it can go much lower, and I'm talking about maybe retesting these lows down here at 84, from there even 79.60 on AMD. On Netflix is up 1.41%, and we do have earnings. I think that is on Thursday. So if you look at my screen, we have this head and shoulder pattern, we had this bear flag, we had the breakdown. Again, if you look at my screen, we're kind of bear flagging right here on Netflix. So I think Netflix here, if this thing cannot recapture this level, which is 936, it can come down. It did today all the way down to 918, 919. These moving averages can act as a support, but below that, you're going to see a flush down to 904, flat 900, and then 860 to 842. To the upside, and the only way up, getting over 936, that should push Netflix up to this 50-day moving average 960, and then we can talk about maybe even 1000 once again on Netflix. On Tesla stock, it's actually a quiet day with really low volume, and then we have earnings coming up next week. Now, keep that in mind. Friday market will be closed for Good Friday, so this is a short week. Now, here on Tesla, we basically went nowhere today. Just consolidation. came down 240 your key line in the sand, and to the upside it needs to get over 258. And if that happens, it can run up to 280 and then possibly can run up to 288 to 290 to retest 50-day moving average and this trend line right up here. Now, I'm not expecting a big earnings from Tesla, and especially, Elon Musk coming out and, with big numbers. And why? Because what just happened recently with Tesla, people burning cars, not buying, selling their cars. I'm talking about Teslas, and it just not a good experience overall last few months. So I don't know what numbers he's gonna put out, and I'm not really expecting. I'm not really hyped about this earnings, but of course, knowing Elon Musk, he can definitely bring more stuff to the table with earnings. Maybe he'll give us really good guidance for the next quarter that can boost the stock and push it higher. So going into tomorrow's session, 240, your key line in the sand, below that 223, upside 258 breaks, then the next stop 280, and at some point we'll retest this trend line, which you can see last time we did, it was up here, and since then we're not touching the 50-day, we're not touching the trend line, and same thing right here. It came back up, but we're not really touching it, so that can happen at some point. On Microsoft is slightly down on the day, but this thing got up to 395. And you can see 50-day moving average. It's a negative slope. It got there, got a rejection 393 right here, and then we also have resistance at 396. So 393 did not break 50-day moving average and came back, and now it's not even holding 390. So now it already came down to 384 and then found support. So 384, your key line in the sand. Below that, 379. To the upside, 390, 393, 396, and then 400. Only over 400 it's gonna look a lot more bullish. And then we have earnings coming up end of this month on Microsoft. So Nvidia stock was actually flat on the day, even though it was up and it was trending higher in the morning and pretty much gave away all the gains. And that is maybe because what is these companies are expecting from the government and especially from Trump himself. We're not getting that, right? So here on Nvidia stock, you can see we did close over well over 107. So stay bullish as long as you can hold this 107 range, but high, lower high, another lower high, and this could be another lower high right here. And you can see lower highs and lower lows, right? On this daily time frame, even on a weekly time frame, and daily 200 SMA is actually coming down, and then we have the death cross here. So yes, it's not bullish, and that's why you guys saw me selling a bunch of shares today, but not quite out of all my shares. So Nvidia 107, your key line in the stand for tomorrow. Underneath that level, a flush can happen definitely down to 96. 107 can hold, and we take out high of this candle, which is 115. It can possibly retest 118, and there's that 50 SMA. It's sitting right there. If we can take that out also, you're going to see continuation up to this 200 SMA, which is at 126. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. And please don't forget to hit that like button. That is greatly appreciated, and that really helps with YouTube algorithm, guys. And have a great night. I'll see you guys, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow night.